The day. Oh wait, hold up. Let's put on some fun music, because we're for the tunes. The day after had been thankfully easier going. It's a little. Well, it's perfect. Nasa's mood has improved slightly as well. Only slightly. Don't get anything in your head. Apparently, Fang had still been staying home, but with the salve of time, the pain of the concert was easing. I love that he's just fucking assuming this shit. That is so Inco. Inco would be the kind of guy who's like, yeah, things are better now. Yay! Ah, what a naive little boy. What a naive little Labrador. Hopefully Fang and their bandmates. I love how there you go. You better not get this wrong. I'll be very upset with you. You're not Anon. We'll be feeling better soon too. They didn't seem like bad people. Even that Trish girl, surprisingly aggressive and kind of violent as she had been, I couldn't help but understand it. They didn't just get booed off stage. They were relentlessly. Yes, we were there. We read this last chapter. The crowd seemed to just be shy of throwing things at them. Hardly a surprise she'd want to get back at them for that. I get what you're trying to do here, but in a really good book, you don't do this unless the point is to have the character reflect on stuff. Because for us, the reader, this is self-evident, right? This is what third-person perspectives are good for. Is you can just fucking get rid of this shit. You can just have the reader do that for you. I didn't think it was the right way about it, but I get the idea. The good news is I didn't hear from any further Trish happenings. So maybe she had worked it out of a system, or, the principal kicked her ass. I love that he's like, it's fine, instead of Trish got the suspension or detention for it. I love that. He's so naive. That's the Inco I love. He gets a little smooch on the head for me. And so I find myself on the 4th day of this school of this... Jesus, what a mouthful. You find yourself? The commute was becoming pretty normal to 4th time, and I was finding... Oh my god, this is terribly written. Look at this! I was letting. Why not just say I noticed I was letting? That's way better! Ignores the fucking double sentence structure! Also, it was becoming. Are we gonna do another one? Are we gonna commit a 4th? Fucking proofread your sentences, Jesus! Like, if you read this out loud right, you'll notice that it feels wrong, because there's no timbre, there's no flow, there's no meter. This isn't how people speak. Ugh! Also, again, I was finding, right, implies that this is a continuous process right now. This is a continuous verb. It implies that he is slowly discovering this. But the way the sentence is written, he has already learned it. So he has already found out. These are tiny things, but they make me so mad. I was letting my brain focus on the passing thoughts as my legs automatically steered me towards school. In short order, I find myself at the archway. Why is this guy so obsessed with this fucking archway? Do you wanna jerk it off already? Come on. Give me a nice concrete cream sundae. Good morning, Inco. I recognized the cheery voice immediately. I mean, the fun thing is you can identify that this is, that lady from immediately because she's the only person that Inco knows that would talk like this, that would say in cheery voice with an exclamation point. I recognized the cheery voice immediately. Turning to face it, I found an orange... You found? You see the orange parasaur approaching me. Why do you keep finding things? I finding. With a trademark smile on her face. I'll let this pass because that's part of a character. I note the absence of the who is usually at her side immediately. Oh, good morning, Naomi. I returned it with a smile of my own. Nasa isn't with you. Oh, he came in early today to help set up another student event. Man, this guy is fucking cursed if that's all he's doing. She answered, her smile fading. Oh, well, it doesn't sound like him. He seems to enjoy helping people a lot. I thought with a nod. So, hold up. You thought it. You think this. But you're saying it. Do you know what verbs mean? Because you don't... What? You comment. That's the way better verb to use. He really does. I'm so proud of him, she said. The cheer on her face. I'm surprised you didn't just go for smile right out of the fucking gate. It made me feel better that her mood wasn't soured by him not walking with her. It'd suck if him trying to help others accidentally hurt her. Oh, and Inco, I've been meaning to ask, have you seen our lovely award-winning gardens? The question, why would you have to specify it's the school gardens? Wouldn't it kind of be part of the parcel that is the school garden? I don't know. It just feels a little double up. Although, I guess if anyone would, it would be Naomi, right? The question... Oh, no, wait. I could see Fang having to specify, because at some point the characters do go to Fang's house, and in that case you want to specify. But I think for Naomi, it's like she is the school, you know? The school NPC. The question came kind of out of left field. I don't believe I have. It won awards? It has! Come on! Come! Let me show you. I follow your interests in photography. You may find some inspiration with them. She explained, gesturing for me to follow her. She raised a good point. If they really were award-winning, then they would make a good subject for some solid portfolio pictures. Just call them portfolio shots. Make them sexy. And gardens usually had a lot of variety to them, meaning I could do a couple of shots in one trip, especially if you can get the gardening club involved. My smile widened a little at the thought. Man, Naomi really did think of everything. I picked up my pace a little to catch up. This may have been the opening salve on getting my folio filled out with quality work. After all, I had the camera and the skill. I just didn't have a good enough oh my god, that is such a fucking Inco thing to say. You know, I have the skill, I have the gear. It's just that there's no good enough subject for my wonderful shots. I'm incognito. Probably entirely unintentional, but whatever, man, I love it. Then, after I graduate, I could submit it to various photography and art magazines. The opportunity that would follow would certainly open many doors for me. With Naomi's knowledge of school layout, we easily looped around the grounds, and indeed found ourselves standing in some stunning gardens. They were huge, too. There were a few types of flowers that I recognized, and a litany of perfectly trimmed and maintained bushes, as well as curated vines and growths along the lattice walls and archways. To say nothing of the expanse of beautiful flowers that I'd never seen before throughout the space. It was something that easily could have been a movie set. And here they are, our school's flower beds. I thought you were going to show us the gardens. Aren't they just magnificent? Wow. It was the only thing I could utter at first. Yes, that's because it's the only thing you wrote down. My mind was still trying to absorb the bounty of color that gently swayed in the morning air. Like, where's the emotion, right? Like, shouldn't... If you're trying to write something about a character's emotion, shouldn't you write something like, wow, was the only thing I could utter at first, as I find myself completely speechless. How could I say anything about this? I was a photographer, not a writer. How should I know what to say? All I knew was how to capture it. You know, that kind of stuff. Tie into the fucking character. Give me some emotion. Come on. You're writing. Right. My mind was still trying to absorb the bounty of color that gently swayed in the morning cool air. Where's the emotion? How do you feel about this? The gardeners did amazing work. I don't think I've ever seen a garden like this before. I finally managed to say. My eyes finished taking... Jesus Christ. It's so awkward. There's something wrong here, and it's just pissing me off. It's like the author isn't really interested in the scene. It's just filling in the gaps. I don't know how to put this. It's like there's a really good scene waiting here. My god. It's like... Listen. Gardening is like an art form. You are creating an environment, a space of colors and spatial relations and all that fun stuff, right? To create a garden is to create a piece of art, by definition. Shouldn't Inco, someone who takes pictures, be like, man, it's nice to see someone who created something. I'm very impressed. This must have taken time and effort, day in, day out. And he reflects on that, and he reflects on how his photography relates to art. But we get none of that. Inco has no personality. He doesn't give a shit about the garden. He's just, oh man, nice garden. Why? Why is it a nice garden, Inco? What about this garden impresses you? Is it the sheer size of it? Is it that it's larger than the school itself? Is it imposing to watch this bed of flowers stretch miles ahead of you? Is it because you couldn't capture all of it in a single photo that you'd have to take a high shot or something? Or is it that he thinks about going up to the school roof and taking a picture from there so he could capture it all at once? And none of that. We get none of that. Inco isn't a photographer. My god! The senator puts up something easy, so Inco would never do something that would get him attention, so he was going to get framed. It's just that simple. The author's going to take the lazy, fucking loser way out and get him framed. It's not Inco shows up once for gardening to help out. It's not going to be Inco feels sorry for Fang and shows up because he wants to help Fang out. Nothing good. It's just going to be he's going to get framed and he's going to be sent there anyway. Because the right answer is that Inco tries to be nice to Fang or to Rosa or just fucking anyone. But they're not going to do that because they don't get Inco. So they have to force the issue by going the anon route. And I know it's going to happen because I know these fucking authors and they don't write. I wish there was someone in my room that would tell me to sit in the fucking corner, but technically I'm already in the corner. I'm tired. I'm just so fucking tired. I don't want to read Snoot Game again. I don't want to read Snoot Game again! Why is this Inco so anon? He has no fucking interests. Oh yeah, you can thank the gardening club for that, she said, returning attention to me. Why would her attention ever be on the garden? She's showing you the garden. Wouldn't her attention, by definition, stay on you? Because she wonders what you think? It's almost like she had been staring off into space, which is odd for the girl who was normally keen and focused. Was I mistaken? Start off with that. Start off with that. Why is this below? And here's where the freshmen planted flower seeds at the start of the school year. By the end of it, they'll bloom wonderfully. Shouldn't Inco be like, as a photographer, the idea of an art piece that takes years to create, and that I could never capture the full breadth and spirit of the idea of growing flowers like that. Like a picture could only show the flowers and not the years of growth from... None of that. Because this Inco isn't a photographer or an artist. Her exuberance at explaining the flowers petered off by the end of it, and a frown had taken to her face. I think frown is going to go on the list. No, it's not that bad. And her frown progressed until she simply looked sad. Simply looked sad? It's a little dismissive. Don't be so dismissive. So it wasn't an imagining before. Something is clearly bugging her. It couldn't have been about the garden or the flowers. And Inco does the fusion dance wrong. Yeah, they did it wrong twice somehow. Jesus, you'd think the second time they get it right. I didn't really have an experience with gardening, but I could admit to myself that the toil held a sort of rustic appeal to me. Oh, that's perfect for Inco. Rustic appeal. Ugh. It's disgusting. How many times does this man say fucking something? 24 times. Don't know what it is, but something about the word something is something into my brain. Something about putting manual labor and getting lush, beautiful plants out of it. Was not far from... And Inco, if you were an actual fucking photographer, you wouldn't say this, right? The thing is, gardening is this way longer process. Yes, setting up a shot is hard, but then you take it and you're done. You're never done with a plant. You're done. Here. Do you want to know when you're done gardening with a plant? When it's dead. When it's fucking dead. There's a complete disconnect. You're done gardening when it's dead. Photos are done and the subject is probably still alive. Like, come on, Inco. Think! Inco returns and immediately shits themself. Of course, he's a system. He's one of those plurals. And he still gets Fang's pronouns wrong. Oh my god, I'm losing my shit. I'm half considering doing Meteor Game after this because it's the perfect trio of, like, I hate this. I hate this so much. Something about the man, okay, blah, blah, blah. More physically demanding, but... Shut up! You have no idea how complicated photography shots can be. They can be mentally draining as hell, though. Especially if you're doing slow-mo photography and you're doing the kind of stuff where they have, like, the fruits splashed with water. My god, that stuff's annoying to do. So even my somewhat untrained eye knew just enough about gardening to tell what this was before me. What was before me was pretty immaculate. Was this about NASA? Was he okay? Was she? They was my friends, right? It would be normal to ask your friends or something. I like how you're 4 days in and you're like, they're my friends. Just kiss already. Hey, are you okay? Huh? The focus returned to me, but the forlorn expression on her face stayed. I mean, I don't know if that's really my place to pry, but we're friends, right? You look upset about something. You can talk to me about it. Didn't even get to that part yet. We can... What chapter in Snoot Game does the detention happen? If you can tell me that, we can take a sneak peek when we're done with this chapter. We can just take a little sneak peek. Just a tiny sneak peek. Fun fact, the Swedish word for speed is fart. Have fun looking up movies and science... Oh, are you... Hold up. I'm gonna look up the Swedish poster for this. Oh. 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 I see. Okay. Just gonna at least edit that. Fart! Where were we? The focus returned to me, but the forlorn expression on her face stayed. I mean, okay, where were we? Down here.
I've just been worried about Nasa recently.
Is he alright? Shouldn't you exactly know that he's not? Inco, you're not stupid. I hadn't noticed anything wrong with him yesterday, and he was apparently doing alright enough today to pitch in with a school event thing.
Oh, he's alright, I think. It isn't that something is wrong exactly, but he worries much more about that sister of his. Often when I'm with him, he's anxious about something she's done. I just like for if he was able to relax, I suppose. I would love it if my boyfriend stopped talking about how he wants to kiss his sister. It's so weird. Am I his girlfriend or her?
Her gaze shifted to her feet as she idly kicked a small clump of dirt in the pathway. After a moment, she returned to look at me again. Hey, look! It's some actual fucking emotion, and we're not spilling shit! Oh! It's an actually a written line! Instead of stage instructions.
Is that selfish of me to say?
Although, admittedly, I like the idea that, like, I would love the idea of, like, overplaying it. It's like she's manipulating him. That's obviously what's happening here. I kind of get that impression. Maybe she's genuine because this is kind of why she's doing it, so she could be entirely honest about it. But that's a fun thing to throw in if you want her to be a bit more conniving. Is you make it clear that, like, she's kind of pulling something, but the character's just like, oh, no, it's just because she's just that emotional. I thought about that. It was a fair bit to process all at once. Nasa did seem to worry about his sister sibling. Jesus Christ, Inco, you're not this dumb. It's been 4 days. A lot. I didn't really know Thang at all, but if that concert's in it... Jesus fuck! Stop! For fuck's sake, just stop! Didn't exactly have an easy time here at school. What I knew from Nasa probably bothered him quite a bit. He's a real go-getter and definitely goes out of his way to help people before they ask. Given that he was Fang's brother, I would imagine that Nasa would be more inclined to help. Sorry, I've been reading Nothing Else Matters, and I was like, Fang? No.
He is Nasser, not Fang. Safi, you bingus.
But I looked over to Noam. He was clasped a hand together in front of her, staring off into the gardens, awaiting my answer. Can we get some emotional? Yeah, there we go. If she's upset, then maybe Nasser's spreading himself too thin. He's only one guy, after all. I know from experience with my parents that, well, it's easy to ignore those close to you and get tunnel vision. I think Nasser could be a pretty amazing guy. Naomi nodded without hesitation. But it sounds like maybe he's spreading himself a little thin. I haven't really had a girlfriend, or much in the way of friends before, but I know that people can get too focused on something they're doing and neglect the people around them. Hopefully, the slight pang of bitterness didn't come through in my voice. Oh, it's because of his parents. See, that's good subtle writing. You leave ambiguity in place. I don't know if it's selfish. Maybe it is. But I think your feelings matter too, Naomi. Have you tried talking to him about it? I also seem to be a pretty level-headed guy. If she talked to him about it, he'd probably listen. All that my parents do anyway. Naomi considered my words for a moment. Why is this on a new line? Why are we pacing this?
Well, I suppose not, but I feel like if I talked to him about it, it would just add to things he's worried about.
I hadn't thought of that. I get what you mean. Poor guy would probably worry about that too.
Sorry, I don't really know what to do. Honestly, you and him are probably the best friends I've had in a long time.
Oh wait, sorry, I don't really know what to do. Honestly, you and him are probably the best friends I've had in a long time. I don't really have much practice with this kind of thing. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing I grimaced and then it goes to whatever. I rubbed the back of my head with a frown. Naomi shook her head and gave me the slight smile.
It's fine, Inco. I just wanted to share what's bothering me with someone. Though I guess I ended up doing the same thing I'm complaining about, huh?
Well, maybe though you'll feel it. Why would he say matter? Shouldn't Inco be the kind of kid who says your feelings are valid? Inco is a Gen Zer. He's a Zoomer. He should say your feelings are valid. I say your feelings are valid. Fuck off. I didn't see any sort of answer that could fix anything. But it felt like her feelings still needed to be valid. There you go. My friend's feelings mattered. Her smile grew a little.
Thank you, Inco. I appreciate you listening. I'll think about it. Maybe I can figure something out.
She said as her usual smile and returned in full. I smiled back. She was a smart girl. I'm sure she would. We stood in silence for a short while. Why do we always do this? Why do so many people write like they just stand around awkwardly for a minute? Like, I get you're trying to capture the idea of, like, awkward teens, but this isn't how you do that. Pulling her out of her phone, she jumped.
Oh, I'm gonna be late. I need to check at the front desk. See you in class, Inco,
she said before taking off. I waved goodbye and returned my attention to the gardens before me. I still had a bit of time. I could snap a few pictures. I set my back down by the utility shed and pulled my camera out. I didn't have enough time to set up my collapsible... Oh my god, this fucking nerd. but I couldn't manage with my elbow rested on my knees for a steady shot. As I knelt down and readied my... Doesn't your camera have stabilization in it? As I knelt down and readied my camera... Oh, yeah, no, wait. That's easier to do with a phone, right? Can modern digital cameras do that? They are beaming. It's with a B-E-A-M. As I knelt down and readied my camera for some particularly pretty red flowers, I took a breath and then released it. Look at this motherfucking sniper. Shoot on the exhale. Ugh. Nerd. That's setting my eye long enough for me to get a clean, crisp image. Pulled the camera away from my face and checked the image on the display. This one really came out. Buenos dias! I see you are admiring our work. I unleashed a swarm of bees. He's shooting a bee beam. A beam! That joke doesn't work in verbal form. Well, it works in written. Ah, haunted gardens! This only worked with a Liz because her head literally floats around. Actually, wouldn't it make a constant slithering noise because her skin is wrinkling all over the place? Like I imagine with a muscle that big. I yelled, jumping to my feet. Oh, I am sorry, I did not mean to startle you, came a warm, feminine voice. I turned around and forced my heart to steady. An ankylosaurus with flowing brown hair stared at me. It's a trans woman. And I'm an asshole, so a trans woman is going to be called he. He was almost a head shorter than I was, but he was definitely more solidly built. You know, really masculine, like a real man. Sporting a short black dress with a simple flower design on it, it complemented his orange and tan scale pattern. The sleeveless design on it highlighted those arm muscles of his, which could probably throw me clear across the gardens. His crimson eyes were watching me intently, and the smile on his face told me he thought my outburst was amusing. I saw you take a picture and wanted to know if you had an interest in the gardening club. We take pride in our flowers, he explained. I noticed the slight accent in his voice. He beamed a warm welcoming smile as he planted his hands on his hips as if he was the primary benefactor of the award-winning gardens. You're in the gardening club? See, my name is Rosa, and I am the head of it. The other member isn't out here right now, but he'll be here after school if you want to join us. Oh, so he was the primary benefactor of the gardens. That makes me feel silly. Holy shit, you have an emotion? I don't know about joining exactly, but they are pretty amazing flowers, I said, nodding at the red ones I had snapped a picture of. See, middle mist red camellias. They aren't easy to grow and take a long time to bloom, but they are beautiful once they do, Rosa said with an easy on her face as she considered the flowers. Yes, they are, I agreed. If you are interested in the gardens, please stop by after school. We would love another member, he reiterated before bidding me farewell to check something further into the garden rows. You can see him. Rosa does not vanish. You can see him you can see the man over the gardens, my good sir. He was probably double-checking on a plant of some sorts before school began. Managing a garden like this looked like an artwork, but Rosa seemed, well, quite nice and certainly driven. Something to think about. Maybe you should learn something about photography. Think about it a little bit. I grabbed my bag and placed my camera carefully into it before heading to... Why don't you have a camera bag? Get a camera bag, Inco. You're rich. Working my way through the flow of students, I double-checked the room numbers to be sure I was headed the right way. I hope this implies that he's going to join the gardening club, and that's why he's there with Fang. Otherwise, you fucked up. I was becoming pretty confident I would cop. It's been 4 days, Inco. You literally have not been here a whole week. How do you know your schedule? But it was hard to shake the urge to double check. Your schedule is 5 days. You've been here 4. As my eyes were dancing around the busy hallway, my brain highlighted a somewhat familiar pale hair and skill combo in the crowd. It was coming this way. As a blob of students separated, I could finally see Fang and they. Stop calling them a she-male. Looked lost or confused. Lost and confused in Seattle. Obviously, they were back in school. But I couldn't guess what they were looking for. NASA, maybe? Maybe not, given how his text and phone conversation had gone. Should have turned on Rosa's music, actually. Fang's attention snapped to me and immediately focused. Yes, that's what snapping attention to someone generally means. I caught their notice. Yes! Jesus! Why are you writing this with such circuity? Ugh. In such a circuitous fashion.
Circuitous.
Thank you. In a circuitous fashion. Longer than the most direct way. I'm losing my shit at how bad this writing is in the weird ways. At least it's a new way to be wrong. They rushed past a few students in the way and approached me. Why would Fang approach you? There was Fang picking and scratching at the Was it hurt? Was it hurt? Were they? You mean? Listen, Inco, I'm okay with you saying a lot of stuff, but you can't just call someone it. Why would you? Why would you say it like this? Like, I know what it's saying, right? Was the arm hurt? But this is good news, Mark. We can be bees. Hell yeah. I remembered how upset Fang and the others looked when the concert fell apart. Even if Fang was kind of a dick to NASA, it wasn't the time to hold any sort of animosity towards them. Instead, Fang looked like they had their own problems, and the least I could do is try to extend an olive branch and be decent about things. Hey, Fang! I said with a nod and a smile as Fang finished closing the distance. That seemed to stop her, Jesus! In their tracks. What? How do you know my name? Fang's expression has shifted from looking kind of lost to looking bewildered. That's the same thing, really. After a moment longer... I don't give a shit it's a moment longer! Stop theater! Stop giving stage directions! It shifted to a... My man! Can you stop rhyming your sentences like this? Jesus! Before I got a chance to answer. My god, the sentence structures here are so bad! Your brother had mentioned you? You don't need to say... Oh my god. Why do you include these tech tidbits? Like, we can discern from the context that Fang wouldn't say your brother. Whose brother? Inco's? Like, this is what I'd like to call an immediately identifiable opener. It's like you don't have to specify who's talking because it is self-evident from literally the first 3 words. And I don't generally include it unless the character's doing something. Fang clicked their tongue because mouths click. In annoyance. What does that mean, click their tongue in annoyance? Like this? Who does that? Or your brother mentioned you, and my response is, what? Or is it like a t? Is that a click? Is tusking someone a oh my god, that changes so much. Oh god, I feel stupid if that's true. Click their tongue in annoyance and roll their eyes. Give me a roll of them bones. Whatever, who gives a shit about them? Look, have you seen them? Oh, you know, Fang paused trying to find the right words, so I'm rotating slightly, as if it would help grease the wheels in their mind. Are you fucking Anon or what? Red hair, pink tail, I mean, you know, purple with the yellow hoodie. Oh, Trish? And more things are clicking. We have used officially 3 different versions of click. What is this, the movie Click? Fang's eyes lit up slightly. Let's not light them up too brightly. Let's not be too fucking emotional. And she took a step forward, nearly cornering me against the lockers on the wall. Okay, listen. The reason I get so upset about this constant use of the word slightly, the reason slightly annoys the shit out of me is fairly simple. 1, you're using it a lot. And 2, punchy writing. Your writing is not a wet blanket. I didn't know that was an annoying sound. But I won't. I generally don't do it to begin with. Although now you're tempting me, man. But again, that's what I mean. Is that annoying? Is it? How do I even know how to do that? Where did I learn that? What context was I told to use it in? Huh. Fang's eyes lit up slightly, and they took a step forward, nearly cornering me against the lockers on the wall. Yeah, where'd they go? Fang's voice was rising like it was an interrogation. I think that's already implied from how this works. Like, you're describing things that are evident from the writing itself. Like, let the lines stand. Let it... Let me be the director. I said as I leaned back into the corners. I'm bringing my hands up a little. They're not going all the way up. Don't worry. Inco is not putting his hands all the way up. They're only going up a little. Just a bit. Just a smidge. Just a hint. I couldn't figure out what she... Jesus. Inco, For fuck's sake! Oh, you messed it up here. Oh, I'm losing my shit. Is this man alive? Is this a robot? Because he doesn't feel like he has an actual permanence of mind. But as always, they're not intense. You're just very weak, Mister. Puts up his hands a little. As Fang said, annoyance washed over their face. They stomped off. Not annoyance, they turned into a zombie. I waited until they disappeared around the corner. Only then could I truly relax. But that was weird. That's dismissive and rude. You care about Fang and Nasser, and you're saying, man, that was weird. Did something happen? Maybe I'd ask. Jesus Christ, all you're doing is asking people, do something already! And then the bell rang, and I was a retard again. We know that already. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my fucking mind at how this writing isn't achieving anything. English ran about as smoothly as usual, and Naomi looked to be in slightly better. Just slightly! Just slightly! So that was a good sign. Like, I get it. Sometimes you have to say that someone is in slightly better spirits, but it's all we're fucking getting. And after that, my day continued till 4th period. Why? How many times do you have English? This is your 3rd class of the week! Okay, we're getting to the scene that I've been dreading a lot, because, science class is where this whole fucking pronoun thing comes to a head, and I'm just, oh god, I'm losing my god. I need a break. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back in a bit. And then we're gonna do science class, and I'm gonna lose my shit. So, prepare for more yelling, I guess. That's actually a very good joke. Roger, Roger. Oh no, he's cis! The Confederacy of Independent Systems. How could... Oh shit, I was still recording. That wasn't good.